Welcome back to Pen and Needle, the channel where I make things and show you how I did it. My friend recently commissioned me to make a pillow that resembles the log from Twin Peaks. If you haven't seen the show, there's a character who carries around a log and talks to it. So this little pillow is an homage to that show and that character. The log has 4 pieces to the pattern, a few of which you cut multiples of. The dark brown fabric you see is the trunk and the 2 branches, and then the tops of each. You'll also see chalk marks I drew to help guide me while making wood grain. What's more, the trunk of the tree has 2 circles cut through it. This is so I can attach the branches later. Step 1 is adding wood grain to the trunk, branches, and top and bottom of the trunk. I did that by using a goldish brown thread and stitching straight lines on all of those pieces. Out of every step of this pillow, adding the wood grain took the longest. You'll need a lot of lines, so be prepared to spend some time here. I varied where I started the lines and ended them, and I made some curve to kind of replicate a knot in the wood. I didn't totally follow my chalk lines because they didn't stick very well, so I ended up kind of freehanding a lot of it. But if you want to have a visual before you actually start, you can do that with chalk, and then if you don't like them, you can just wipe them off and try again. For the top of the log, I just made concentric circles. They weren't perfectly round because the lines on a cross-section of a tree aren't either, so it'll still look nice even if you don't make a perfect circle. Once I had all the wood grain done, I sewed the branches down the long side to make a cone shape. I did this with my serger. Next, I attached the small tan circles to the very top of the branches. This will make it look like the branches were cut. Originally, I cut the circles a little too big, but that was okay. I just sewed it using a straight stitch on my sewing machine and then cut away the excess felt. Now I have my 2 cone-shaped branches, which I'll attach to the trunk of the pillow. I did this by laying my fabric wrong side facing me, and then I pulled the branches through the holes. Then I sewed along the hole. With both branches in place, I can sew down the side of my log. I also did this with my serger. Make sure both branches are inside of your log when you sew up the side. You don't want them to get caught in your seam. Now that I have a nice cylinder-shaped log, I can attach the top and the bottom in the same way that I attached the top of the branches. However, I'll leave a little bit of space unsewed along the bottom. That way I can stuff the pillow. For this, I'm using my serger instead of my sewing machine since it's a little wider and I have more room to maneuver. When the top and bottom are attached, I can flip my log right side out. Now, I just get to stuff it. Here you can really see the shape of the log and the branches. The very last step of making this log is closing up the hole. I did this by hand using an invisible stitch. That's the Twin Peaks log, looking like he's ready to hug ya, which I guess kind of fits the show since this might be somebody's soul trapped in a log. This was a very simple project. It only took a few hours and it was a lot of fun to do. Also, since I used felt, the fabric was easy to work with. It sticks to itself and doesn't slide around. If you're a beginner sewer, I definitely recommend a project like this. Oh, what's that log? If they like this video, they should give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Till next time, thanks for watching.